So I tried to upload this video on Friday, but my editor decided not to export the video properly, so about 40% of the video was just a black screen. And because I was in a rush to leave the house, I didn't check through the video before uploading it. Yay! And I think that was the universe telling me to stop being a lazy butthead and script some commentary for this video. So here we go! Also, sorry for the lack of content the past week or so. It's starting to get colder where I am, and the constant weather changing makes me really sick to the point where sometimes I can't even get out of bed because of how much my bones hurt. So I was pretty out of it the past couple of weeks, but I'm starting to get used to the feeling now, so hopefully that means I can get back to semi-regular content. So let's move on to the video. The first character is Midnight Dancer. The original design was pretty generic, Twilight Sparkle recolor made in Pony Creator, which is fine. Pony Creator doesn't have a lot of options regarding hair, so pretty much every character you end up making looks very generic and they lack that personal touch. They are unseasoned, if you will. The colors on the original aren't great. That blue and yellow paired with that crimson just doesn't look good. They clash horribly, and that pink is also really out of place. It's just an overall really weird design to look at. My redesign is fairly simple. I kept the species the same. She's still an alicorn. I changed the hairstyle a bit so she doesn't just look like another generic Twilight recolor. Make her her own character. The hair I chose to give her isn't crazy different. It's still a pretty generic hairstyle. Honestly, now that I'm looking at it, it looks like a mix between Rainbow Dash's and Twilight's hairstyles, which is fantastic. When sketching the stripes, I decided instead of trying to get that weird lightning pattern the original had, I gave her zebra stripes. I could have probably gotten the lightning pattern stripes to work on the design if I sat there and messed with the placement, but I just didn't feel like it, so I didn't, and I went the easy route of zebra stripes. Now for the colors I chose. When I originally started coloring this picture, I was going to see if I could get the really harsh blue and yellows to work, but immediately changed my mind because that blue just looked awful, so I toned it down a lot. Not before trying a weird teal color for the body and trying to add red gradient, which just looked gross. Why did I do that? After I fixed the main color of her body, I gave her a lighter blue gradient on her wings, horn, and legs. Then I went into coloring the stripes. Thank God I got the right shade of yellow right the first time. I absolutely hate trying to find the perfect shade of a color to get it to look nice with the rest of the design. But no, it was perfect first time round. Go me. After the stripes were colored, I did add a dark blue on her hooves, and then it was time to color the hair, which I only had a little bit of trouble coloring. I knew I wanted her hair to be red. I messed around with the main color and then added 2 stripes in the hair like the original design. The main color is a darker red, just like the color on the original, with 2 lighter red stripes. I was thinking about trying to add the pink and black, but decided to not even try, because I kind of knew I would hate it, and it wasn't worth the effort. Her eyes are just a dark blue-gray color. I looked at the original's eyes, because I was going to take the color from it, because it looked gray from a distance. It's not gray. The color is actually shit green, and I apologize for the mental image that probably gave a lot of you. So I refused to use that color, because it was ugly. Second character is Cloud Chaser, another Pony Creator OC. This one is just purple Rainbow Dash, that's an alicorn. You know, someone should really make another pony doll maker with more options for hair colors and stuff, like those puppy and kitten makers. Does anybody remember those? Those were great, I loved them so much. My redesign for her is one of my favorites from this video. She is pretty. I made her super feathery because that has become my favorite thing to add to Pegasi or alicorns when I have the spoons to draw all of the feathers. It just looks nice and I like it. Her hair is quite a bit longer than the originals, and it's a lot more messy, I think is the word I want. It's got a lot more stray hairs than Rainbow Dash's does. It also has a lot more volume than the originals. It's very poofy. Her colors were fun to do because it was relatively easy to color. Her body is an even darker purple than... Purple? Her body is an even darker purple than the original, and she has darker spots on her chest, ears, muzzle, legs, and butt feathers. And I did add some darker stripes on her wings, but I cover those up later, and her hooves are a lighter purple. When coloring her hair, I did originally just copy the colors from the Rainbow Dash made because I was going to use the HSV adjustment in my program to change the shades of those colors until they look nice. But I ended up changing them manually anyways. I made the stripes in her hair spiky. I have no other way to describe what I did. So they're not straight lines because that's just boring. And I go back and add rainbow stripes to her wings, and then I go color her eyes, which are pink. Since I couldn't add pink into the mane and the wings without the rainbow being kind of cluttered. After the recording ends, I actually go back and I add a white fade from the top of her hair and tail, and it looks so good. I'm very proud with how this one turned out. Oh boy, the third character, Sky Spectrum. The original is just Rainbow Changeling, which is okay. But this character, as far as I can tell, hasn't been used or updated since 2014, which is why she's in this video. I like giving characters that haven't been touched in years updated designs. It's just fun to me. So first off, I changed her from the original Changeling design to the reformed Changeling design, just because those designs tend to be a lot more colorful, and I could get away with adding more colors without it being as jarring. In my opinion. I made her hair very wavy with some curling at the end like the originals, but more exaggerated. Also, can we talk about how good the wings look? I did such a good job. They look so nice. Praise me. Now, originally, I did want to tone down the rainbows just a little bit. But that's not what ended up happening. First, her body is still black, and I was gonna make her body white. But then I felt like that would have made the rainbows appear too bright, so I kept the body black. Instead of making the entire horn rainbow colored, I just put these nice little stripes. Then after adding some stripes to just one of her legs, I go on to color the carapace in the wings. I think that's what that's called. Pretty sure it's called the carapace, but anyways. And once again, the wings look awesome the way I chose to color them. Just looks so nice and I appreciate it. I did have a lot of trouble coloring the carapace. I could not decide on what colors I wanted it to be, but I did end up coloring it just a dark pink color, which you will not see for a bit because I take a break from trying to color it. Overall, the dark pink looks nice, but I'm also not 100% happy with it. After finishing the wings, I went to color the gems on her chest, which are, you guessed it, rainbow colored. Then I went to the hair, which I started off coloring red, but then carved out a stripe in her hair using white, and then make the red stripe rainbow striped, and then added some sparkles in the hair afterwards. I made the hair white so it stands out and doesn't blend into the body like the original's hair did. But I did a test to see if the black would look okay, and the answer was no, so her hair is white. Then I colored her eyes, which are just gray, and that's when I went back and added the rainbow stripes onto her legs. This design is my second favorite of the group. She's just very pretty to look at. And I appreciate all the effort I put into her, even if coloring her was a bit of a pain in the ass. Fourth character of the bunch is Creative Feather, another character I put in this video because she hasn't been used in years and can use an update. I knew immediately what I was going to do for this character's redesign, and that was to make her an emo girl. The original already had that vibe to her anyways. Emo girl artist stereotype, which I vibe with. That was exactly my aesthetic in middle school. Her hair was the easiest, just the basic long, over-the-eye, stereotypical emo haircut you see. And it's kind of messy looking. Her accessories were what I struggled with a bit. I gave her a black hoodie in fishnets to replace the ripped socks the original had, and I gave her a spiked bracelet, a choker, and 3 piercings, 1 dangling earring, and spider bites. I was going to add more accessories, like more bracelets and another necklace, but I just never ended up doing that. I also gave her stockings and shoes on her back legs. Her colors were easy because I didn't change them. I just added accessories, so I had to add some more colors, and even then, most of the colors I added were black. The only thing I even had some trouble coloring were her back stockings because I wasn't entirely sure what colors to use on them, but I ended up using black and purple. I also gave her some makeup, just some dark purple eyeshadow, and around the star designs under her eyes I added like a pink blush. Gosh, I can't get over how pretty this design is, and I really just want to keep her. That's the problem I have when redesigning characters. I get really attached to my redesigns and I end up wanting to keep them because I know the chances of the original creator seeing these is like basically slim to none, since I, for the most part, redesign characters that have been used in years. And I don't want the designs I created to go to waste. They're so pretty, so I want to keep them and use them for something. I don't know, I'll figure it out. Fifth character is Cupcake Scribble. Oh boy, the design of the original is a mess. Just a mishmash of colors, and it's overall just really, really messy. A lot of those colors just look odd, and she's got all those spots on her and that weird swirl on her back leg. And why does one of her eyes look like a watermelon? I want answers. So when redesigning this character, I completely ignored, for the most part, how the character looked. Focused on redesigning her based on her name, specifically Cupcake. I wanted her to look like a cupcake, or at least that was my main idea. I made her hair, I don't know what I would call that style, but it's round. At the ends are round and her hair is in a bun. Nothing else really spectacular about what I changed. She still has her glasses, her fur on her hooves are still fluffy. Most of the changes I made are the colors and patterns on her body. Her colors I did struggle with. The only thing I was sure of is I wanted her main body color to be a dark brown like a chocolate cupcake. Her hair colors I did get pretty quickly. It's just pink with purple and blue stripes. Her markings on her body, however, I spent a while swapping colors. I did want her to be as colorful as the original, so I tried to make her markings, mainly the stripes and spots, different colors, but all just looked gross. So all of her markings ended up being different shades of pink. I moved the yellow to her eyes, and her glasses are green. Overall, her design is cute, but I wish I could have given her more colors without the design looking funky. The sixth and final character of this video is Sparkle Shine Boutique. I don't hate the original character's design. It's fine. She's literally just a purple pony with blue hair and some pink and white markings. There's nothing really wrong with it. The original account for the OC has been deactivated. The OC, from what I can see, has just been abandoned, so I decided to include her in this video, just to give her a bit of a touch-up, because, again, the character hasn't been used for years, since 2012. I got the vibe that the original OC was supposed to be, like, super fancy, like Rarity, so all I really did was change the hairstyle. Her hair is up in a really intricate stylized bun, like Greek hairstyles. That was a general idea anyways. I didn't add anything else though. Looking back, I kind of wish I'd added more accessories to the design, like some bracelets, a nice necklace, maybe even a whole outfit, just to add more instead of just doing a very mild redesign. Again, for her colors, I really didn't change much other than tone the colors down a bit so they're not as bright. I was thinking about making her a crystal pony, but I wasn't sure how to do that specific pattern on her, so I scrapped that idea pretty quick. Her hair I did mess around with a bit more to see if I could add another color in there, but it just looked weird, so I kept her hair blue with a light blue stripe in the middle. Her eyes were the only other thing I messed around with a bit. I wanted to keep her eyes two-toned like the original, but I, again, very quickly scrapped it because I didn't like the colors, so her eyes are just blue now. Okay, that's it for this video. I am so tired. I will never try to upload a redesign video without commentary ever again. It went wrong once, and I am not risking it happening again. Now for today's end of the video question. What is a series? Can be anything, a book series, a TV series, a cartoon, a game, anything that you think either started out good and just ended up diving headfirst into a dumpster, or is just trash and continued to be trash. I actually have quite a few that I think fit this, and I'm going to be making a lot of videos on those, but I'm only going to name 2 that fit both descriptions I gave. 1. Supernatural. It started off pretty okay. I didn't 100% enjoy it, but that's because I honestly hate Sam and Dean as main characters. I think they're obnoxious, but overall it was a solid show. And then everything after season 6 happened, and it just became one of the worst, most nonsensical TV shows I have ever fucking watched. And I gotta rewatch it again because I'm rewriting that shit, because absolutely not. 2. Miraculous Ladybug. From the get-go, this show was shit. The main characters are shit, especially Marinette. She's a creepy, obnoxious stalker, and I hate her. The character designs are shit. The story makes no sense. The character models are disgusting to look at, and overall, it's just a really, really, really bad show. It had the potential to be really good, and I liked the idea, but the creator is an incompetent creep who doesn't know how to write characters and stories. I could make a 5-hour rant about this show and still probably have more to say. I hate it with a passion. But anyways, before this turns into a miraculous ladybug rant, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to check out all my social medias linked down in the description below. And check out my commissions if you're interested. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you are new, because if you don't, I'm gonna steal your toes.